The United States government just banned one of the most powerful AI companies in the world. Not China, not Russia, an American company headquartered in San Francisco just got treated like a foreign enemy of the state. President Trump personally ordered every single federal agency to immediately stop using their technology. The Pentagon labeled them a national security risk, and within hours, their biggest rival swooped in and took their place. This is the most dramatic week in AI history, and in this video, I'm going to take you through every single twist because this story is far from over. Hi guys, I'm Amrit Raj and welcome to my channel. Let's go back to where this all started. In July 2025, the Pentagon handed out $200 million contracts to 4 AI companies: OpenAI, Google, xAI, and Anthropic. The main purpose was to build AI capabilities for US national security. But Anthropic wasn't just a contractor, they were the contractor. Claude, Anthropic's AI model, was the only AI system running inside Pentagon's classified networks. Through a partnership with data analytics giant Palantir, Claude was handling military's most sensitive work. No other AI company was even close to that level of access. Now, here is what you need to understand about Anthropic. Their entire identity is built around one thing: AI safety. Their CEO, Dario Amodei, left OpenAI specifically because he felt the industry was moving too fast without enough guardrails. He built Anthropic to prove you could build powerful AI responsibly. So when they signed Pentagon's deal, they had 2 non-negotiable conditions baked into the contract. Redline number 1, Claude will not be used for mass surveillance of American citizens. Redline number 2, Claude will not make autonomous targeting decisions in military operations without a human making the final call. These 2 lines are what started this entire war. In January, the US military conducted a raid in Venezuela that resulted in capture of President Nicolas Maduro. And then a report surfaced that changed everything. Claude had been used during that operation. The Pentagon claimed Anthropic had raised objections to their partner Palantir about how Claude was being used in the mission. Dario Amodei denied this, but the damage was already done. Defense Secretary Peter Hegseth, a man who literally asked to be called the Secretary of War, got involved. On Tuesday this week, he called Amodei into a meeting at the Pentagon. What happened in that room set the entire chain of events in motion. Hegseth didn't come alone. He brought the Deputy Secretary of Defense, the Undersecretary for Research, the top Pentagon lawyer, and a chief spokesperson. Dario walked in alone. The message was simple: remove your guardrails and let military use Claude for all lawful purposes. No company restrictions or face the consequences. 2 nuclear options were on the table. Option number 1, designate Anthropic a supply chain risk, a label that normally reserved for Chinese companies like Huawei. It would force every single defense contractor, be it Boeing, Lockheed Martin, every supplier, to certify that they have cut ties with Anthropic. Basically, it's a corporate death in the government space. Option number 2, invoke a Defense Production Act, a wartime power that lets government forcibly commandeer private companies' resources. And here is what makes this surreal. In the same meeting, Hegseth apparently praised Claude. One Pentagon official privately admitted that the only reason we are talking to these people is we need them, and we need them now. But the deadline was set. During this meeting, they set a deadline which was Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Anthropic was given an ultimatum: either comply or face destruction. On Thursday, the Pentagon sent what they called their final offer: new contract language presented as a compromise. But Anthropic's legal team read it overnight and found the catch. The new language said all the right things on the surface, but buried in the legal fine print were clauses that would let those safeguards be disregarded at will. It wasn't a compromise, it was a trick. Dario Amodei went public with a statement that shook Washington. These threats don't change our position. We cannot, in good conscience, accede to these requests. He also called out logical contractions at the heart of the Pentagon's position. You cannot simultaneously declare a company national security risk and a national security necessity. You have to pick one. In response, a serial official from Pentagon called Amodei a liar with a god complex who was putting nation's safety at risk. While this was playing out, the rest of the world was watching and reacting. Congress stepped in and both Democrats and Republicans pushed back. Republican Senator Thom Tillis called this public standoff sophomoric. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly called the surveillance demand as unconstitutional. multiple senators demanded the Friday deadline be withdrawn and the Congress be involved in any decision about AI in warfare. Then came the most unexpected voice. OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman, basically Anthropic's biggest competitor, sent an internal memo to his own employees saying OpenAI had the same red lines as Anthropic. No mass surveillance and no autonomous weapons. Humans stay in the loop. He then went public saying he doesn't think that the Pentagon should be threatening AI companies this way. The entire industry was rallying around Anthropic. An open letter signed by prominent tech and AI leaders began circulating by Friday night. And then 5 p.m. arrived. About an hour before the deadline, Trump posted, and his words, and I'm going to read this because you need to hear actual language used by the President of USA. He called Anthropic leadership left-wing nut jobs. He said they made a disastrous mistake. He accused them of putting American lives at risk and our troops in danger. And then he did it. I'm directing every federal agency in the United States government to immediately cease all use of Anthropic's technology. We don't need it. We don't want it, and we will not do business with them again. Minutes later, Hegseth followed with his own post, officially designating Anthropic a supply chain risk to national security. Effective immediately, no contractor, supplier, or partner that does business with the United States military may conduct any commercial activity with Anthropic. A 6-month wind-down period was granted to allow the government to transition to other providers. The General Service Administrations removed Anthropic from the USAI.gov, the federal government central AI testing platform, almost immediately. And within hours of the ban, OpenAI announced they had struck a deal with the Pentagon to deploy their models on classified networks. The same OpenAI whose CEO had just said he shared Anthropic's red lines. After this, Anthropic was also not done. Their official statement on Friday evening said they were deeply saddened by the developments, but they came out swinging on the legal front. First, they challenged the scope of Hegseth's ban, stating he does not have the statutory authority to bar all military contractors from doing business with them. Under federal law, they argued the supply chain risk designation only applies to Pentagon contracts, not to how every other contractor uses Claude for their own commercial work. Second, they announced they will challenge the supply chain risk designation in court. Their exact words, "We believe this designation would both be legally unsound and set a dangerous precedent for any American company that negotiates with the government." This isn't over yet. This is moving from Pentagon to the courtroom. Okay, now step back with me for a second, because I want you to understand why this story matters far beyond AI, Twitter, and Washington politics. What just happened is genuinely unprecedented in American history. A private American company, not a foreign adversary, not a criminal enterprise, just got treated like Huawei, like a Chinese spy operation, because they refused to let government use their technology without restrictions. Think about what that precedent means. If the government can force AI companies to move safety limits under the banner of national security, where does that authority stop? Can they do it to the next company, the one after that? And can they do it with other kinds of technology also? And there's an even thornier question that nobody has clearly answered. The Pentagon says its own laws and procedures are sufficient safeguards, that it doesn't need a private company telling it what it can and can't do with the tools it paid for. And honestly, that's a real argument there. Democratically enacted laws should govern military behavior, not the terms of services of a tech company. But here's the counter. Those laws were written before AI that can hallucinate, make lethal errors, and operate at machine speed even existed. The legal framework hasn't caught up yet. And in that gap, someone has to draw a line. Anthropic drew it, but the government said no. And now, a $380 billion company is heading to federal court to fight most powerful government on earth. Whatever you think about Anthropic, whatever you think about Hegseth, or whatever you think about Trump, you need to pay attention to what happens next in that courtroom, because the ruling that comes out of it will define the relationship between AI companies and the governments for the next 50 years. Here is what I want to know from you. Was Anthropic right to hold the line, or did they just make a $380 billion mistake? And is OpenAI's deal, signed hours after calling out Pentagon, a smart business move or a betrayal of everything Sam Altman said publicly this week? Drop your take in comment and let's debate about this. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to stay updated on the latest AI news. Till then, I'll see you in the next one.